Hello everyone, today we watched the newest Disney Plus Marvel thing, Punisher One Last Kill. So Aiden, what's the plot of Punisher One Last Kill?
Franklin Castle, the Punisher, is really sad and has PTSD. So he goes to kill himself and then he says, no, not today. And some lady in a wheelchair from the Ganookie crime family rolls up and says, I put a bounty on your head, so all the criminals are going to come kill you. And for some reason they're also going to start just attacking random civilians in the streets and start a riot. And so he shoots them all of them. And he decides to save a family instead of killing Mrs. Ganookie, so he learns a lesson about saving people and being a nice guy and gets over his PTSD. Connor, what'd you think of The Punisher? Fan film, One Last Kill.
As you alluded to, it feels like a fan film. John Bernthal and the guy who directed this also wrote the film, and it feels very fan film-esque, where Frank Castle sits there screaming for 20 minutes with virtually no plot. He's like, I'm sad that I'm the Punisher. Then it kind of recaps his origin and some of the stuff that happened in Daredevil Born Again, and then it's a giant, really bloody John Wick fight scene for 25 minutes. And that's it. The sound mixing in the movie is really bad, which is something that's sort of unfortunate because half the time you can't hear what Frank Castle's growling out. There's a really bad moment CGI-wise where Frank falls onto a air conditioning unit and looks like a Grand Theft Auto PlayStation character, but for the most part it just feels like officially licensed fan film, and it kind of feels like Disney's just trying to give fans what they want and I guess sort of
Here's the edgy Punisher
introduce the Punisher in case you missed him in Daredevil Season 1, which I did because I haven't watched that yet. But yeah, it felt like kind of a way to sort of bring Punisher back into the fold so that they could put him in Spider-Man and make him a good guy vigilante who wants to save people but is still willing to kill the crooks.
Yeah, they gave him a 3-minute character arc so that he could be in Spider-Man.
The whole movie follows Punisher shooting up the projects. He runs around shooting people in the projects. That's kind of his main thing that happens. And yeah, it feels very edgy fan film. I kept calling it hyper realistic, which is a somewhat sarcastic way of saying that it felt sort of indulgent and, you know, fan film has cut Punisher down to its roots, recap the origin for those who don't know and are for some reason watching this for some reason before they watch Spider-Man, just in case, and then watch Frank shoot people, and then learn now that his revenge quest is more or less over, he can start to try to save local people, which is the new way he finds for filming. We see that through him taking his war trophies off of his family's graves and putting the little flower thing that a little girl he saves by brutalizing 25 dudes
who were trying to rob a donut shop.
For some reason, like 30 rioters were in a donut shop all violently trying to kill the donut shop owners instead of Frank. I don't know if they were trying to lure Frank out. I don't really understand why the locals were all being attacked, but they were. And yeah, I mean, it's fine. I don't know. There's moments of it I thought were cool. I think the action's fun and creative, like when they start Frank on fire and he's running around on fire beating people up. It's definitely kind of just made on the cheap. Doesn't matter if this makes money. It's Disney Plus content and a way to reintroduce the Punisher for those who might be unacquainted with him.
There's a 3-minute character arc in here to make him a good guy so he can be in Spider-Man and say, that just happened.
Pretty much. And go back to being the Punisher after hanging up the old skull and crossbones. So Aiden, what did you think of the Punisher One Last Kill?
I don't know. The first 20 minutes are mixed so badly that you can't really understand what the Punisher's saying outside of him just being sad and screaming. And they're doing like all the generic, like, this is a man who's so torn and has PTSD, and then it's just action slop. It's very fan filmy, but also notably John Bernthal wrote and produced this, so it's like his one for me for agreeing to be in the shitty Spider-Man movie.
Yeah.
I guess. So here he is. They kind of ham-fist a character arc in there. In the last like 3 minutes, he's just like, okay, well, I'll just be not kill people anymore. Except like I'll still kill people, but I'm gonna do it only to help the innocent people, so that I can be in Spider-Man as a guy who doesn't stab people in the throat with a pen 9 times. And cut their throats and whatever. I don't know why this movie's called One Last Kill, because he kills like 1,000 people easily.
He never kills the One Last Kill lady, presumably.
I also don't understand the whole why there's a riot. Like, Mrs. Ganuki puts a thing on his head, a bounty, and then he for some reason all the gangsters just start attacking random people in the donut shop and like throwing rocks at people and trying to rape people. It really doesn't have anything to do with the plot, and it's just an excuse for him to save one person so that he can be like, I'm a good guy deep down for Spider-Man. It's kind of fucking stupid, I think. And like Marvel people are gonna eat it up because John Bernthal like cries and pisses on himself and whatever, and so it's a little more serious than the normal ones. But
yeah, it's a little edgier too. There's a
little edgy and serious, so people will be like, "Oh, it's edgy and serious." Bro, the MCU's got a new chapter.
That guy almost raped a girl, but then he got stabbed.
Yeah.
Bro.
I don't know. I don't really understand.
It'd be like, Ned's the guy in the chair. We're supposed to talk to Ned?
Or that just happened.
I don't have a guy in the chair because I'm the Punisher.
You can shoot webs from your hands? Or that just happened.
I think something's wrong, bub.
The scorpion's right behind me, isn't he?
And then he turns around and he starts John Wick shooting the scorpion tail. Yeah, that's probably how it's gonna go.
Yeah. Tremendous waste of time. Some of the action's pretty okay. Not like that good, but like good for being a weird Disney Plus short film thing, whatever this is. Connor, would you recommend The Punisher One Last Kill?
From a plot standpoint, it's pretty avant-garde and weak. The kills and stuff are pretty fun. Punisher runs around screaming and shooting people, and they blow up into squibs. So if you want to see that, you'll have a good time. With that said, pretty fan filmy. But if you have Disney Plus, there's certainly worse things on Disney Plus. So I guess maybe if you're a Punisher fan, it is hyper edgy. And it's just kind of like 20 minutes of fans. Really bloody John Wick. And the rest is pretty nothing. So Aiden, would you recommend Punisher One Last Kill?
I'm gonna go with the no here. I don't think like some of the MCU stuff kind of just gets a pass for being like bad, but you're kind of forced to watch it. I don't think this shit's going to be relevant at all outside of the Punisher just being a different character than Spider-Man, but he's also just a different character 42 minutes into this movie, so it doesn't really fucking change anything that he's a different character in Spider-Man. It's like kind of passable action, passable enough, good for streaming, but I guess like, you know, If you have Disney Plus, you might as well watch it, but I probably wouldn't go out of my way to watch it or pirate it in a way that makes it look all fucking weird and fucks up the aspect ratio and makes John Bernthal look like a scary noodle man.